ट्रायल के लिए आज हम यहाँ पे खड़े हैं, वो सिर्फ मेरे पति का ही नहीं, मेरी पूरी फैमिली का भी है। जब से ये एलिगेशंस बाहर आए हैं तो सब जज बन चुके हैं। खैर, ट्रायल में इनोसेंट अंटिल प्रूवन गिल्टी नहीं, गिल्टी अंटिल प्रूवन इनोसेंट होता है। तो और जहाँ तक मेरी कमबैक की बात है, तो केसेस हो या ट्रायल, आई विल नेवर बैक डाउन। तो शुरू करें।
Hello everybody. How did it start? I mean, with Disney Plus Hotstar, Gaurav, we've had a rapport and a relationship which goes back nearly 10 years, 8 to 10 years for sure. And we work together a lot also, and we've made shows together also, and films also together. So that's one thing. With Bani J also, this is not the first time I'm working, and we worked earlier and we are working in the future also. And when Deepak came and narrated me the idea, and it sounded great, so we thought, let's go ahead and do it, and things happened. So like I said, that we've all worked together earlier, so it was very comfortable. I mean, we knew how the work ethics are, and so for me, I didn't have to do too much. I mean, they were handling, and Deepak was handling everything very well. Yeah, the actor troubles are only at home. Otherwise, it's a fabulous cast, fabulous actors, so it was lovely.
बिल्कुल नहीं, जवाब मैं दे देती हूँ, बिल्कुल नहीं।
आपकी शादी हो गई?
इसके बाद होगी भी नहीं, रहने दो।
Tables have turned. Yeah, I'm aware.
हाँ, तो इस सवाल का जवाब आप भी दे सकते हैं, यहाँ जिसकी शादी हुई है सब दे सकते हैं। और सवाल का जवाब एक ही होगा, सबका unanimously एक ही जवाब होगा।
So thank you and congratulations to the entire cast and crew here. The trailer is fantastic. I personally really love it. I hope you like it too. This was interesting because we had tasted some success. So it was among the easier green lighting decisions because we had done this incredible show, Criminal Justice, which had done really, really well for us. And it was a very different kind of show that had certainly never happened before. It was dark. It was raising some very, very serious questions for society. And yet, people really loved it. And Rudra just left the floor, so you all know that, we had again tasted success with a dark crime procedural that Rudra was. So when this came up for discussion, I think we knew that consumers in India were looking for something very different. A lot of the content that we had seen before that in India has been perhaps a little simpler to follow in black and white terms, and now there was more complexity in play, there were more grey characters in play, there were more dilemmas which were sort of adult in nature that were being discussed, and people were very accepting and comfortable with it. So I think that was the starting point. And of course it's really easy when in this case Deepak says that Kajol is going to be interested, she wants to do this. I'm like, wow, okay, that really makes it very, very easy. So I think having Kajol front this was then it was a bit of a slam dunk. And I must say that I think at every stage we've had like so many purposeful discussions with Suparn. He's been so gracious with me with all the feedback that I've given him, regardless of whatever he told you guys. And I think
I love you.
There's always room for honesty in a trial. So I think I must say that this team here has been fantastic. I've seen almost all of the show. I love the performances. I really hope that our fans like it too.
Well, honestly, it was a slam dunk for me because I have watched the original show and I loved it at that point of time, and that's where the discussion with Deepak actually came in. The character was amazing, the concept was fabulous, but I did have a question as to how it would be adapted in Hindi, and that's where Suparn came in, and that's where the entire narration came in for the script. And for me, it really is about the script. It has to be about the script. And a script is never about, I will say this right now, that the script is never about only one character. It's always about everybody. So everybody's character in this series, in this, in the adaptation is absolutely, it's so well-rounded, so well-written, and I really, really loved the script. So yeah, my script is my king.
So the trial is not merely a legal drama. We in fact sat with the team of Hotstar and came up with the title, The Trial, away from the original, because it's trials of relationship, trials of marriage, trials of a person's journey. And Noinika's character, played by Kajol, or as she mentioned, the arcs of Sana or Sheeba Chaddha's character or Asim's character or Gaurav's character for that matter, we had the luxury of watching the entire seasons of the show. So we could take that and start pulling up arcs of those characters and give them more gravitas, number one. Number two, the show is also different because we don't have a jury system. And the cases need to represent what's happening in society today and make it more contemporary. And there is no Western gaze at the characters. So you see Noinika in an Indian avatar. The challenges that she would face as an Indian woman, as an Indian wife, an Indian mother, are very different, vastly different of how you would parent or be in a relationship. So
even the way society looks at you.
Society looks at you, absolutely. So that led to making lots of creative decisions, in the writer's room, where we brought about those changes and gave it a completely fresh perspective and gaze.
Well, actually, this is our second project. So, and when Good Wife came up for discussion internally as well, so it was very, very clear we weren't really seeing anybody but Kajol. Not just the fact that we were collaborating the second time, but the character really demanded somebody like Kajol to really bring this to life. So it was really easy, and that was the only discussion we had. And I remember this was really in the COVID times when we connected with her, so it wasn't really easy, we got the discussion going. We started assembling the team and got this going. And not too many people may know, Kajol and I have also been classmates for many in our school days. So it was something that I feel that we should just go to Kajol and get this project started. And the next conversation was with Gaurav, who's been very, very supportive of projects that come from Banijay. So thank you, Gaurav.
The first day when I met Suparn, I remember because I haven't seen the Good Wife, so I knew the story. But when he narrated me the story, the trial, I just saw one thing in this character. There's a lot of layers in it, and as an actor, you would definitely jump into a character which has got so many layers, so that you can push your boundaries as an actor, and you can do different things. So that was the major thing which I looked into this character.
Suparn made a phone call.
That's simple.
And if anybody knows Suparn, he'll be a hard one to say no to. He can be persuasive, though he didn't have to be, because so it was very simple. He called and it just sounded great. And the reason I said yes was because I got to wear a wig and contact lenses. So yeah, I said yeah.
Thank you so much, Sachu. Well, I think playing Sana was an extension to who I am, because yes, I am very like bedhadak and very like bindas, and I say things. And I think when you have to go out there and solve a case and figure out what's missing, and you're finding those pieces of the missing puzzle, I think for me it was all that craziness and living on the edge. But I had like one concern through this entire show, and I would keep going to Suparn and saying, please, can I smile?
She kept smiling.
And he's like, you cannot smile. वो दूसरा show है ये, वो show
does
नहीं
not
है.
smile. She's
You
got to be.
cannot smile. No, so I just feel like it's true. It's a little different from who I am as a
It's
person.
difficult also.
It's very difficult.
Comparing. It was very difficult for you. Tell us the trials and tribulations. The
You used to keep bending my hand and asking me.
Her hand was broken.
My hand
Her
was
hand was
broken.
broken on the show, and she came. So Suparn does very intelligently. Such an intelligent move on such an intelligent director. हाँ, हर पूरे आधे 2-3-4 एपिसोड में Sana's hand is just here. It's just here. That's just
I had
here.
broken my
फिर
hand.
स्लिंग निकाल के ऐसे खड़ी है. और कभी कभार लोग भूल जाते हैं सेट पे कि कौन सा हाथ बिगड़ा हुआ है, उसके ऊपर एक बड़ा क्रॉस रखना चाहिए ना, कि इस हाथ को मत हाथ लगाओ ना. लेकिन सही बात है, आप सब कैसे पता चलेगा कि राइट हैंड है कि लेफ्ट हैंड है, कि यू हैव टू गो फ्रॉम द लेफ्ट साइड या द राइट साइड पे. तो कभी कभार हंसी मजाक में हम लोगों ने 2-3 बार चलो बोल दिया उसको. तो उस वक्त जो दर्द का एक्सप्रेशन था उसके फेस पे, I think that was very real.
that is the real character of the show.
ये शो बहुत सीरियस है.
It's a very serious show. Yes.
We learn even from school, you know, that we are competing with everyone, and it's always a healthy competition. Why? Because you are growing, you know, and if you don't have a competition, then you're not motivated enough to do anything. You're not passionate enough to do anything. So it's great that we had a competition like her, especially for me, and I'm like an. नहीं तो अच्छा competition ना. हाँ तो नहीं अब हम दोनों तो पुशअप्स तो नहीं करेंगे ना, वो कंपटीशन नहीं है, वो प्रॉपर मतलब ऐसा. I'm sure you.
She's coming to a real character now.
I'm sure, but yes, I think अगर हम word use कर रहे हैं competition, तो competition I think important है ताकि लोग आगे बढ़ें, ताकि लोग नई नई चीजें करें, ताकि experiment करो, आगे बढ़ते रहें बस.
And good for. Because I remember the first time. They were shooting bits of that weren't the show, and I was called in, and he wanted to meet me, and we were going to do some look trials and all that. And I had not met him, and I walked through the corridor, and he sees me, and he does the biggest Asim, as though he's known me for years and years. And he came and gave me a hug, and that kind of energy, trust me, is so contagious for an actor that the first time you're hugged by your director that way, and that energy kind of then percolates onto the set. And even my first day working with Kajol, it just felt very natural. And I remember she put me at ease when I didn't know how to approach and should we do lines, but she just came and said, do you want to rehearse? Let's just, and I think honestly for me as an actor, that's wonderful, someone of her stature. So, and then unfortunately I didn't have, my track doesn't run with Kubbra and Gaurav and Sheeba ji, of course. So Jisshu, that man right there, again. Yeah, we had a lot of things that.
Okay, I just want to say we basically me, Kajol and Asim, we are backbenchers.
We were the backbenchers, and you will.
So we were the backbenchers, and we did.
Because one, I'm getting paid to watch her live. How awesome is that, right? Thank you, Gaurav. So. Off the record, but just saying, it's magic. It's so much fun. And when you have a whole bunch of talented actors, the idea was to put gladiators with her, right? So then they're riffing off each other. Everybody's got their A game there. And then we're having fun off set, which is...
To be very honest, I never had any tough choices. I had some choices which were not popular maybe, but none that were really tough. Pretty much my choice throughout. I wouldn't say that anybody's influenced my choices too.
I have a tough time saying no. And I'm learning to say it. And at times, there is greed to say yes to things. And I have to say no. It kills a part of you. But yeah, that's the toughest thing for me right now in life. And I'm blessed to have that choice.
What's your mobile number?
No. Give it to Gaurav, because I'm going to pitch him something very soon.
No. Well, I've seen so many actors on stage in the last few minutes. So I must tell you that there was a time in my life when I was in front of the camera, and I decided, I decided I won't do that.
Can we see any footage, please, of you on the camera?
Thankfully, that's not on YouTube. I don't know how that happened, but maybe you.
But I've seen that.
Yeah, you have.
I have.
Jisshu, you have faced that. That's right. Jisshu and I go back a long way, so he knows a lot of my secrets. But yeah, I think that was kind of interesting, right? So to step away from the camera and the seductive power of that, and to go behind the scenes was interesting. But yeah, happy
Good
about
for our
it.
careers. Thank you, Gaurav.
That's why I did it. Jisshu?
I would steal the answer from Suparn, because I still can't say no, but right now I'm trying, and I've said no to a few things, which was very difficult for me. But I have made a choice, and I'm trying to stick to that, and hopefully good things are going to come out of that.
Indeed.
After saying no.
Well, not so much tough choices, but choices we always make while we're, in this business, when we're really on the job, producing. So for me, the big question is, what's the project next? Once done, where do we take the company next? So that's the only tough choice. Yeah.
Sheeba ji?
Go for it.
यार ऐसा कुछ एक तो
कोई मजेदार आंसर हाँ
पेचीदा ऐसा कोई सवाल एक आना ही है.
नहीं, सब प्रेशर
no pressure
no I'm this is this so every day only there are just so many choices to be made, damn it, in a day. No, when you're a mom, you know, then those choices are like crazy, and I'm a single mom, so there are like a different layer of shitloads of choices to be made, and I'm a procrastinator, so I'm not good at making decisions and choices. So often life chooses for me, and then I have to just be okay with it. So
you
not
can do
so
flip coin of 10 20 30 I do that sometimes
so,
I got one in algebra because of that
so I'll think कि ये ठीक choice है करना कि नहीं.
give me a call
यहाँ से वहाँ उड़ गया मेरी खिड़की के सामने तो yes है.
I have done that
Some such.
I have done that
कबूतर आया तो then no.
Some such. हाँ.
उस कौवे कबूतर को हमारी खिड़की पे भी भेज दो. कुब्रा.
Well, I think for me, one choice that defines my presence here today was like leaving a secure job. I used to work for Microsoft, and I used to work like from like Sunday to Thursday in Dubai.
In Dubai, Habibi.
Yeah, Habibi. So I think quitting that and saying, no, I want to do this and I choose this for myself, and no matter how hard it's going to be, was like one of my favorite choices. Probably not my toughest, but my favorite choices, and I'm so happy that I stood by it. So
And the
yay!
best.
My toughest choice, I'd say, coming to Mumbai 15 years back. I come from a very successful business family, and I didn't have any background in acting, but I was always passionate about it. So I wanted to get into it, and I told my father, okay, you know what? Let me just go to Mumbai and do it, and let's see what happens. So I've been here. I'm making taking tough decisions every year, every month, every day. So it's just.
Thank you so much. Thanks for mentioning those shows. And Night Manager, incidentally, also produced by Deepak Dhar. So yes, we are really excited about the year that we have had so far. I think it started with a very different show, the likes of which hadn't happened before, with Bhuvan Bam, and he's one of India's biggest YouTubers, and somebody thought in our team that he had in him a web series that could be awesome, and I think the numbers and the response to it has just been phenomenal. It has taken our breath away. It also just tells us how much incredible talent there is in our country, to, you know, where people can come, and talented people can come from anywhere and literally write their own destiny. And I think that was quite incredible to hear from Kubbra and Gaurav as well. And I think Bhuvan's story, his personal story and the story that he tells in the show are both phenomenal. Then of course the Night Manager, like the show here, an adaptation where we had to think hard about how do you take a political thriller which is in the background of the Afghanistan war and has been set up in Western Europe, and how do you adapt that to India to make it relevant to the kind of crisis that's, you know, relevant to our nation, was an interesting big challenge. It was a massive scale production across various geographies. So I think that was exciting as well. We've got a lot that's coming up that is incredibly exciting, and we're looking forward to that. I think firstly, the conclusion of The Night Manager, which should be good. And then we have lots of incredible filmmakers like Kajol's bestie, Karan Johar. And so Karan is going to come back with a new season of Coffee with Karan, which he starts shooting soon. And we've got another very interesting show that he's making for us called Showtime, which is about nepotism in Bollywood. So, you know, he knows something about that, I guess. So I think that could be exciting. In addition to that, what else? So we've got some other really good directors in addition to Suparn here. Suparn's also doing another series which should be out really soon. And we've got a good series with Neeraj Pandey, which is a new series which we will be announcing soon. And then finally, of course, the new seasons of Criminal Justice, Arya, Special Ops. So yes, it's an exciting slate. There's a lot that we want to do here, which is big. So I hope you continue to like it. Thank you.
It is definitely an involved character. It is a complex character, but I think every woman identifies with it. And it's somewhere down the line, कहीं ना कहीं अब किसी भी औरत से पूछो, तो कहीं ना कहीं ये सिनेरियो तो डेफिनेटली इमेजिन किया है, हुआ नहीं होगा उनकी जिंदगी में, बट you've had definitely had a thought that if it ever happened to you, how would you react to it? So yes, you have that, you have that part of it as well. And then of course the second part of it is that I'm an actor and I will do it to the best of my abilities as much as I can. And Noyonika's character is a very, that's one of the reasons why it is probably better in a web series, because you have the, you have the chance to take it in an arc and take it in a beautiful arc from, where she starts out from and where she ends up eventually. So that's really the, that's really the part where you kind of sink your teeth into. So yeah, that's her, and I love the fact that Noyonika has this. I think that's one thing that I think most women identify with. That if you're put in front of, if you have ever put in front of a choice between right and wrong, and if your child is on the wrong side, you will take that wrong side for the right reason. There is no question in your mind as to what you will do for the sake of your child and for the sake of your, for what you love so very deeply. So that is something I think that is not that's something, like I said, the film is about, it's about grey. It's about black and white. You see all these choices, and I absolutely love, I know Jisshu will not go on and all about his character because he's too modest for that. But I will take the chance to say that he was absolutely perfectly cast, because he just looks like such a good man. He just looks like such a good guy, and you look at him and you're like, shit, yeah, he's really nice, he could never do something so wrong, and and when he does things like that, you're like, but I ho gaya. Just as ki maa bolti hai na, I think his mother is there in the series, abhi galiti ho gayi. So you feel bad. Somewhere he's played it so beautifully. I wouldn't say that as a woman, but as his character, he's played it so nicely and it's so perfectly cast that somewhere you like him also, you hate his decisions also, but you like him. And with Noyonika, you like her and you hate some of her decisions. You don't like some of her decisions. You're like, fuck that.
It's okay.
₹5 dal dena jar mein. That's a very, very hypocritical decision. That's very hypocritical. You're saying one thing and doing something completely different. But then that's who she is, and that's where she is in that place. And who wouldn't want to play a character like that?
I think what she wants to, the entire, this
what
show
I want to say is the full version of it, but not for...
It's a very human show. This, I would say it's a very human show. All the emotions are very human. Whatever we go through, the choices we make in life, the choices which we don't make in life, this show is about that.
Well, no, honestly, no pressure. I'll tell you why. Because one, I have a great team behind the camera, a great bunch of writers, technicians, and the best cast that you could honestly kind of go out and get. And also, we were very clear from the beginning, where the platform gave you the leeway to go beyond the said material, where make it your own. So that gave me the freedom where, Gaurav was like, this has to be an Indian show with our core values. And he had some interesting examples which he kind of discussed. And yeah, we did. So here's the thing, when you have that kind of open relationship, it frees you up, it empowers you. That great, this is the soul of that show, but it gives you so much more space to kind of, explore. And Noyonika's character, Jishu's, Rajiv's character, or with every such character in the show, there is so much room to play with. And the choices that they make, because the idea was to not hide behind black and white, but go into the warts and pimples and the shit show that human beings can be, because relationships are not clean. The decisions that we make are messy, as, So, can I say it? No. But that was a fun part, right? Yeah, I felt it. Today Kajol is doing all yeah. Shit happens in life.
How much he has to control?
मार लो कोई नहीं हाँ हमारा रिश्ता है so yeah, I mean that was the basic idea, that kind of go behind the masks, and we all wear masks. Let's explore the real facets and faces. So in that sense, the trial literally shows you the human side of relationships and the people that we are. And it tears you down. I mean, yeah, we had a great time making it, but we had a lot of emotional conversations while we were doing that, because we opened up ourselves to that. And a lot of times while making the show, we would kind of improvise and write stuff on set as well, because we just wanted to push the envelope more. It came from a very personal space that came about from our discussions with each other. It wasn't there. It was happening there and there. And you'll see that. I mean, there are some magical moments in the show which are literally coming about from discussions we had on that day. So, yeah.
I'd just like to add, I think earlier there was a question on choices. One of the interesting choices for a platform is that in India, a lot of the purchasing power and viewership on mobiles, which is primarily where our content is watched, is with men. So the prototype always has been to go after stories which are male-led and about crises that men are dealing with, right? So I think here was an interesting sort of against the grain storyline where our male lead actor was not up to anything particularly good or noble.
That's so rude.
अब मुझे आई थिंक तीनों चीज़ों से आई थिंक डर नहीं लगता है. डर शायद गलत बात होगी, गलत शब्द होगा इस्तेमाल करने के लिए. आई थिंक सब चीज़ों से एक देयर इज अ हेल्दी वॉरीनेस, देयर इज अ सेंस ऑफ एक ठहराव है देखने में. तीनों चीज़ों में आई थिंक तीनों चीज़ों में सोच समझ के जो भी है आगे जाना. दिस इज़ नॉट एन इम्पल्सिव डिसीजन. जो भी आप मतलब आंख बंद करके आप प्यार नहीं कर सकते, आप कानून के साथ नहीं लड़ सकते और आप धोखा भी नहीं कर सकते.
बट
सबको फोन करना पड़ा हो.
सब स्पीड डायल पे थे तो सबको फोन करना पड़ा. So नहीं, it was actually a fun process. I think Suparn, the writers, Hussain and Abbas had put up a great adaptation, so we knew exactly किसको कास्ट करना है, कैसे करना है. So I think we had a great team. We have a great colleagues within the producing team as well. Rajesh, Mrinalini, Parag, who really enabled the fact that we could really get this up and running right after when Gaurav greenlit this project. So it's been a fun process. We've had a great time, great association with Hotstar. This is really third, fourth show. We produced Then, we produced Night Manager. Now we've really on to another one. We're very excited about this.
It's not with perfection for sure, and it's not. At least I've tried not to kind of. क्यों कितनी बार मैं गिरी हूँ, जूते टूट गए, मैंने क्या क्या किया है. If you call that perfection, बहुत ही सिंपल जवाब है इसका. मेरे लिए हमेशा मैंने सोचा है कि अगर मैं काम करूँगी तो मज़े के साथ काम करूँगी, अच्छे लोगों के साथ काम करूँगी, और हमेशा मैंने सोचा है कि जो भी स्क्रिप्ट जो होगा वही मेरा सबसे बड़ा हीरो होगा. और whether it's an OTT platform or it is a film, for me a role is a role. Both ways, दोनों में उतना ही काम होता है. इनफैक्ट शायद OTT पे शायद ये 8 एपिसोड में ज़्यादा काम हो गया. लेकिन but yeah, it's the same. The work is the same. I am not different in any which manner. My work is not different in any which manner. So for me, it is not that difficult to choice.